let's see how to change the background image on your desktop, sometimes known as the wallpaper. In this case, you can see that I just have a flat blue color. If you have not customized this yet, you might be looking at one of the bundled images that comes with Windows 10. To change this, we'll go to Settings. So we'll open up the Start menu, click on the gear button to go to Settings. Then we'll go to the Personalization category and make sure we're on the first subsection labeled Background. Now, I do also want to shrink this window a little bit so we can see the changes on the desktop as we make those changes here in Settings. Now, first, I want you to see there's a menu where you can choose some different options. Right now, I'm set to a solid color. You can see I chose the color that I want, but you could choose a completely different color if you prefer. I think this one looks terrible, so I'm just going to go back to the blue that I had before. Or you could go to this menu and you might want to choose a picture. Now, you'll see a few options here because Windows comes bundled with some pictures that you can use for your desktop wallpaper, and you can generally expect them to look pretty good as your wallpaper. But you might want to choose one of your own pictures. So let's do that. I'm going to click Browse, and then I can go to any folder on my hard drive and find any pictures that I might have stored there. So I'm going to go to my Pictures folder, and let's open this Italy folder, and then we'll go to the Florence subfolder. And we've got a few pictures we can work with. Now first, I want to choose a picture that I think is not going to work well, and we can talk about how we can handle that. So I like this picture, so I'll choose this. So I'll select it, click Choose Picture, and now that is set as my wallpaper. But it really does not look very good as my wallpaper. That's because this picture is very tall and narrow. It's not the same shape. It's not the same aspect ratio as my screen. So it's being cropped significantly. Now, if you really want to use a picture like this, you do have some options. We'll go back to Settings, and we can go to this menu to choose a fit. Instead of fill, maybe I want to change it to center. So now it's centered on the screen and we can see the entire picture. It looks a little bit better, but you still have to choose a background color to fill the rest of the screen. And you can choose that color here. Or maybe you want to switch to stretch. I don't think it works here because it really stretches the proportions really bad and I don't think it looks very good. Now, generally, I think it's just a better idea to choose a picture that works better as desktop wallpaper. So let's go back to Browse, and I've got a different picture here that I like. Now, it's not exactly the same shape as my screen, but it is roughly the same shape. So I'll select that and I'll click Choose Picture. And we can see it there, but I do want to change the fit. I don't want to stretch it. Let's choose Fill. And that will fill the screen, but it will crop the picture just a little bit, but that works really well for this picture. I also think this picture works well because there are no distractions in the picture. If you have pictures of people, that's usually not good for desktop wallpaper because it can be distracting. So you can use these options and choose the background image that you want. Now from here, I want to look at a few other options. Let's go over to colors, and I want to scroll down a bit, and I do want to point out your option for your accent colors. These are going to change the colors of some interface elements in Windows. So first, I'm going to choose one that, once again, I think is not going to work very well. I'll choose this bright pink color. So now I've changed my accent color, and I'll go to the Start menu, and you can see it changes the color of the Start button. It changes several of these buttons here and these tiles, and it will take effect in other places in Windows. Now, I don't think this looks great because it does not really match my background image. So you might want to choose a different color, or you can choose this option to have Windows automatically pick your accent color based on the background image that you have. So if I do that, and then I go back into the Start menu, well, I think that accent color works a lot better. Now, at this point, you might want to browse through some of the other controls that you have here in the Personalize section of Settings. You may find something useful here, but we've covered the most important thing, changing your background image.